Yo, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about how Bol Bol is currently in the process of reviving his NBA career, because just a few years ago, really just a few months ago, Bol Bol's career was as good as dead. No one was talking about him. He was very irrelevant to a lot of people, and although there's people like me who still liked Bol Bol, I will admit even I was kind of having wavering faith that Bol Bol would ever do anything in the NBA despite how badly I wanted him to. But in recent times, Bol Bol has started to really prove a lot of people wrong and has really started to play like the player that we thought he could have been going into the draft all those years ago. So in this video, I'm be getting into basically his entire career, from college to the draft to all the teams he's been on and pretty much everything he's been through since joining the NBA as well. So if that does sound interesting to you, please hit the like button and subscribe button and watch the video all the way through. And without further ado, without running on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so to really start this video, let's go all the way back to when Bol Bol was in college with the Oregon Ducks. Now, when he went to Oregon, there was tons and tons of hype around his name because he was one of these very high-rated unicorn-like prospects, very tall, very lengthy, and could pretty much do anything you want on the basketball court. And the beginning of his college career got off to a very good start, as in the first 9 games that he played with them, he averaged 21 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, on 56% shooting from the field and 52% shooting from the three-point line. So that coming from a 7-foot player with a very elongated wingspan that can just do dribble, can do anything you want him to do on the court, that becomes very intriguing. And that is why really in the beginning of his college career and coming out of high school, he was seen as pretty much a guaranteed lottery pick. But due to a foot injury that he ended up having with Oregon, he was only able to ever play those 9 games. So although he looked very good in those games, he was never able to play anymore in college. And since he was a one-and-done player at Oregon, he went straight into the draft, and his draft stock really plummeted a lot. And you could see that because it was kind of one of the more sad storylines the NBA draft has really ever seen, because he still in his head, I guess, saw himself at least as a first rounder, and that's just not what exactly the league executives, or at least the people that ran the draft, had in mind, because he would end up dropping all the way to the second round, 44th overall pick, where he would get drafted by the Denver Nuggets. And the reason it was such a sad storyline is because the dude was in the green room. And for the you that don't know what the NBA draft green room is, it's basically where the high first rounders and lottery pick guys go so they can walk up on stage, meet the commissioner, and they got drafted. That's basically what they do, to walk up there, get interviewed and stuff like that. But usually, really pretty much any other time, no second rounders are going to that, because there's no point at that point, because not enough people were invested. But since he was already there and he had such a flashy suit and all of that, it just combined to a very sad storyline, and his really NBA career right there just started off on a very sad note. And things really got worse before they got better for Bol Bol, because with the Denver Nuggets, in the 3 years that he was there, he only played in 53 games, and in those 53 games, he would only go on to average 2.7 points per game, 1.2 rebounds per game, and 0.3 assists per game. But there was one kind of high spot with the Denver Nuggets, and that was during the bubble preseason, where he put up some of the most historic per 36 numbers ever seen in the NBA. And although per 36 numbers definitely have to be taken with a grain of salt, that did show some of the potential that he had. But unfortunately, the Nuggets really never invested in him and tried to use him again after that, and his Denver Nuggets career was basically over after that. And after that whole bubble stint where he got a little bit of run, his Denver Nuggets career would go on for about another year until he was traded to the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics, I wouldn't even call it a career that he had with them, because he literally never played a game. He got traded there in a 3-team trade involving the San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets, and then obviously the Boston Celtics, and that's where he would go. But he really never got a chance to play a game with them because he got injured and had to get foot surgery right after getting traded there, so he never got a chance to play. And very shortly after, he would end up getting traded again to where he is right now, and that is with the Orlando Magic. And really looking back at this trade, it was a very, very good one for the Orlando Magic, at least as of right now, because what the Magic gave up for what they got is a complete steal. The Magic traded for Bol Bol, and they only gave up a second round pick that was protected. And I think it's protected through like 32 through like 37. So even if it's like a really good second round pick, they still get to keep it. So they basically got Bol Bol, PJ Dozier, and a second round pick, and on top of that, they got cash consideration back in return, and all they gave up was a protected second round pick that is basically worthless because the only chance that the Celtics get it is if it is a late second round pick, and those almost never work out. So they pretty much got Bol Bol for absolutely free, like absolutely nothing, and Bol Bol at this point has been more than worth that trade because he has now started a handful of games for them, and he's on the season is averaging 10 points per game, 2.3 blocks per game, 6 rebounds per game on 64% shooting from the field. So although Bol Bol is not playing at an all-star level or anything like that, he is playing at a solid starter level. And by the way, you have to remember, this is basically Bol Bol's first real opportunity in his entire NBA career. So he is only going to get more comfortable. He's only going to get better as time goes on, and we've already seen how much he's impressed Orlando because longtime starter and just longtime player for the Magic at this point, Mo Bamba, his minutes are already starting to get taken away by Bol Bol because he is outperforming him, and that is so impressive, and that's really indicative to show how much this Orlando Magic team likes Bol Bol and how much they trust him. And now that he's already starting games, albeit due to some injury issues that they are suffering, he is probably going to keep this starting spot for a very long time due to his versatility and how much he can do. He's pretty much a positionless player, and he's one of those unicorn players that everyone is obsessed with and everybody wants to have on their team and try to get, and maybe they can get a new superstar. And now I'm not saying Bol Bol is going to develop into a superstar or anything like that, but if he can keep getting these minutes and keep developing his game and getting more comfortable in the system with the Magic, I think for sure Bol Bol can eventually be a 15 point per game scorer, grabbing about 6 rebounds per game, doing it very efficiently while also being able to block shots at an elite level. And there's almost nothing more you can ask for your center or big man that can do anything you want on the court. So I think the Magic at this point got an absolute steal in that trade, and I think Bol Bol's career is going to start looking up from here because now not only, say this Magic thing doesn't work out and he ends up going somewhere else, at least now every other team in the league understands that Bol Bol can be a very effective player and that they can put him in their rotation and he's not some bum. So he is really proving all the other organizations wrong, meaning like the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics, for not playing him at all. Now, although the Celtics didn't play him, they did basically give up on him by paying a team to take him, which is very disrespectful for how good Bol Bol has been this year, and it is just making them look dumber and dumber for their decision. And I think for sure, finally, as a Bol Bol fan, I will call myself a Bol Bol stan. Since he's been drafted, I have been saying that he's going to be good. Unfortunately, he never got a chance, and now that he's finally doing it and he's proving people wrong, it makes me very, very happy to see. So I hope he can keep going in the future and he can keep continuing this season, staying healthy, and really showing the whole league what he can do. But unfortunately, guys, that's going for his deal. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think that Bol Bol's career is going up? Do you think he's going to keep going up? Or do you think this is kind of a flash in the pan type thing? On your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, point the like button and subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Can I have a blessed day? So you have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.